Hey, what's up everybody? It's Phil from Walmart. Right Lane Trucking coming at you. I am in Sacramento, California tonight. Didn't really leave. I mean, I left and then came back and then left and then came back. So I've kind of been doing day work out of Sacramento today, which is a little bit different than normal, obviously, right? So my day started, this is my Friday, or my Monday, everybody else's Friday. Anyway, so got here, got to my tractor, my sleeper, and loaded up all my gear. Logged in the system, and then noticed they had loaded me up with the dispatches. I'm thinking, cool. Then I started looking at them. I'm like, San Jose. I'm like, okay, I've been to San Jose. Let me see which one this one is. And okay, and then the other stores, I looked at those. I'm like, oh, I've been to those. One in Orangevale, one in Sacramento, and then the other one in Elk Grove. So I'm thinking, okay, this is a little bit different. Maybe I can knock this out, and then they'll give me a dispatch to McCarran or wherever, and I can get on the road to go to McCarran. So I go in the office and get the paperwork, because whenever you take a load to a store, you have to have paperwork. There's paperwork for them, there's paperwork for you to get signed, and for you to track everything. So you got to have that paperwork. So I go in, talk to the office, and I'm instructed to take a day cab. Yep, I was day cabbing it today, boys, girls. I was day cabbing it. If you've ever driven a day cab and you're only been in a sleeper, you don't know the fun of having a day cab. Some of it, anyway. As it turns out, these 4 stores that I have to go to are all length restricted stores. Length restricted, Walmart's determined that a 53-foot trailer and a sleeper is not a good fit for that store. And that usually means that they are neighborhood markets, right? So, yes, every single one I went to today was a neighborhood market. And so I got my paperwork for both trailers. So I've got two trailers, 4 loads, if that makes sense. So the first trailer was for San Jose. So get the long one out of the way first. So from here to San Jose is about 135 miles. And so you do that, that's 270 miles round trip. And it's just one store. So it's a lot of time for one store. You go all the way over there, and I had, 8 pallets on that trailer for that store. Now, the thing about that particular store is it not only was it length restricted as far as the type of equipment, power equipment, it's also length restricted on the trailer length. So instead of taking a 53-foot trailer, it was a 48-foot trailer with a day cab. Because once you come into the village square, and I say square because it is literally a square. Think about a roundabout. Now square it off. Instead of being a roundabout, it's a square. That's basically what it is. It's like a diamond. If you want to look at it from another way, it's like I'm coming into a diamond. And a square diamond. And so you come in, you make the right turn, then you make a left turn, then you make a right turn out of it. And then a left turn right into the backyard, or the back dock area for the store. Now, the back dock area is also the main thoroughway to get in and out with all the cars. So you got to be Johnny on the spot. You can't be taking 2 hours to back. And people asked before, well, why don't they hire rookies? Why don't they hire rookies to do this? Walmart, why don't they hire rookies? Again, when you're in the middle of traffic, holding up everybody that's trying to get into the store or get out of the store, and you're backing and backing and backing for however long, it's not going to work. So you need experience. And that one was one of those that you need experience. I mean, you had to come in a certain way and pull all the way forward and then start backing and take it slow and sound your horn and make sure that nobody, cuts behind you as you're backing. Because nobody's holding traffic for you. You just got to hopefully think that they're stopping. So you're sounding the horn, you're backing, and you're just getting in there. Now, if you take too long, obviously you're going to upset people, and they're waiting and waiting and waiting. So, again, so that was the first store. And then I drove all the way back to Sacramento, dropped the trailer, got the other trailer, and went to Orangevale. Orangevale, I think I could do it in a sleeper. Honestly, I do. It's doable. I think it's doable in a sleeper. I don't know why it's length restricted, but it is what it is. And then the next one, I think I could do in a sleeper as well. I mean, honestly, Sacramento, it's a single dock in the back, but there's plenty of room to pull forward. So I think I could do it in a sleeper. It is what it is. The last store, I guess I'm very confident in my ability, but I think the last store in Elk Grove, it's tight. Don't get me wrong. It's tight for a day cab. I think it's still doable in a sleeper as well. So could it have been done? Possibly, right? Because when I set up for that Elk Grove, the last one, and I pulled up, I had straight back. There's traffic, there's cars. I just had to get the cars to hold off while I backed, or pulled forward so I could back. And anyway, it is what it is. So I was trying to get back here with some time to possibly get on road and go, hopefully dispatch to go to McCarran or wherever, and at least hook another trailer, get on road, go for another 60 miles or so. But I got back and I had about 2 hours left. And I'm looking, and they didn't have a dispatch for me yet. So I decided to shut down. So I shut down at 9:30 tonight, 21:30. I know, early for me, right? 12 and a half hours, that's all I did today. Started up at 9. I was here a little before that, but I just didn't clock in until 9. And then 12 and a half hours for the day. So we'll see what tomorrow comes with, but that's where I'm at right now. So my safety tip for today, I was just watching a video, and I'm going to plug their videos. If you haven't heard from them or haven't seen I don't know how you haven't, but Bonehead Truckers. Say no to Bonehead Truckers. We've got to be able to learn from what other people do, right? I don't know how everybody learns. I'm a very hands-on observation. I could read a book about it as well, but and then I go tinker. And I practice till I get better and better. So learning from other people's mistakes and making sure that they don't happen to you, very important. So I watch Bonehead Truckers. I watch Truck Stop Fails on YouTube. I watch crashes on YouTube. Things that you watch to go, wait a minute, maybe I shouldn't do that. That's how I learned a lot from watching my older brother. Hey, don't do that, because he just got in a whole bunch of trouble for that. Right? So I guess that's where I got it from, is growing up watching my brother get into trouble and figuring out, don't do that, because that's going to get you in trouble. And anyway, so I just got done watching a video, and it just kind of take it back to the basics 101 truck school, and hopefully they're teaching this in truck schools. I know I taught my students. We made sure we go over this left and right over and over and over again. Railroad crossings. Railroad crossings. When you're approaching a railroad crossing, one, you should be slowing down but not stopping. Unless the lights are flashing, the arms are coming down, and it's telling you to stop. But then you need to stop before the railroad tracks at the mark that is indicated in front of the railroad tracks as you're approaching. Do not stop past it. Do not collect go. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. You've got to look left, right, and then back to left again, just like it's an intersection. You got to treat a railroad crossing just like an intersection. That train is not going to stop, guys, girls. It's not. If you're in the middle of that railroad track and it's coming and you haven't got all the way across, it's going to hit you. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. So, I'm driving automatic. Not hard to get across the railroad track, right? But when I was teaching, we were driving manuals, and I was teaching drivers how to shift gears. And one of our biggest things that we taught them was get a gear before you get to the railroad tracks and keep that gear. I don't care if it's 5th gear, 6th gear, 7th gear, 8th gear. Whatever gear you're in, you got to hold that gear until you get all the way across. And when I say all the way across, it's not just your power unit. It is your tractor, your power unit, and the back bumper of your trailer has to be across those railroad tracks before you start shifting. And the reason I say that is because if you lose a gear or you stall it out and then you stop and you're not all the way across, that's going to be a problem, especially if a train is coming. So somebody also brought up a good point, is roll down your window. Don't blare the stereo. Roll down the window so you could hear that the bells and whistles and you could see the lights, the red lights flashing of the railroad crossing guard. You could hear the train's whistle or horn. And that thing's loud. I've never seen a train not have their lights on while it's coming. And they're bright. So you should be able to see them. I mean, they're super bright. Don't look at them at night, because they'll blind you if you're going opposite direction of a train and the train is parallel to the highway. They'll blind you. So be careful with that. But you should have the radio turned down so you can hear it. Pay attention. And you will not have any issues getting across railroad tracks. Now, landing gear has to be all the way up. That should be a given. I don't know how people get lazy and don't roll their landing gear all the way up. That landing gear should be cranked up all the way, all the time, every time. Now, there's railroad crossings, different locations that have a hump. They go up and over, right? Maybe that's not designed for a truck to go over. If it's not designed for a truck, it's going to say no trucks. It's usually marked very clearly, trucks do not use this railroad crossing. So you got to be reading those signs, because a railroad crossing with a large hump on it, and if you've got a reefer with a fuel tank or something underneath, it might catch, right? So, or if you're hauling, if you're not a Walmart driver and you're hauling something else that's got a low boy bottom on it, a cart carrier or somebody like that, going over those humped railroad crossings, not a good thing. Okay? Now, when I say slow down, I said slow down earlier. Railroad crossings aren't exactly even, are they? They're not exactly smooth. You should treat it like a speed bump almost. Some railroad crossings I've been across, man, if you didn't have your seatbelt on, it would have knocked you right out of your seat if you went in too hard. So, take it slow. Now, the one I watched just recently, the driver was making a right turn and off of a street that runs parallel to the railroad tracks, trying to come across. He swung wide and then stopped in the middle of the tracks. The arms were coming down. One arm got caught on the passenger side trailer at the top of the trailer, wouldn't come down anymore. The other arm from the driver's side managed to get between the cab of the sleeper and the trailer. Why did you stop? If you already started making that turn, you should have completed the turn. Do not stop on the railroad tracks. If somebody is blocking you or what have you, sound your horn aggressively at that person, but you've got to get off those railroad tracks. Now, especially since the driver had made the right turn, the train was actually coming from the driver's side. So as he's making that right turn to go over the railroad tracks, the train came from this direction and hit his trailer. He saw the train coming. He had to have seen the train coming. It's on the driver's side. It's be careful with railroad crossings is what I'm saying, guys. If you have any other suggestions about railroad crossings, leave them in the comments down below. And yes, if you go back to my old videos, I barely had anything right here, right? Now I look like, oh, it's all grown out now. So, maybe I should like put all the videos together and see how the hair has grown in the last month or so since I've been doing YouTube videos. So, anyway, I'm going to get some sleep. I get to start early tomorrow because I shut down at 9:30, so I get to start at 7:30 tomorrow. And hopefully I get a good dispatch and off to McCarran I go. I don't know why they had me in a day cab today. The only thing I can think of, I didn't ask. I really didn't. I just said, okay, off I go, and I did it. Did it hurt me for the day? I think so. As far as money wise, it didn't help me. It really didn't help me for my money for today. I got a lot of activity, but the mileage just, I came in like 340 miles. But for the week, if you take Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and then today's Friday, I'm okay with my total for the week. It would have been a little bit better. But maybe I'll talk to him and say, hey, let's not do that again. But I can't control that. If they have a need, they need me to run it. Maybe there was somebody else that could have done it. I don't know. Just a thought. But maybe somebody's on vacation. Maybe somebody called off sick. I really don't know. I'm not a day cab person. My position is sleeper. So if I'm extending, I get it. If I'm extending, put me in a day cab. But this was my Monday. I should have been out on road, long haul, or regional long haul. It's not even long haul. Regional long haul. Yeah, I could have got 400 miles and still did 3 stores. Could have done 450 miles or 500 miles and did 3 stores, like I had been. Well, let's hope tomorrow brings better. Anyway, I'm going to stay positive. And for Phil and Walmart, Right Lane Trucking coming at you. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Good night.